So I have to address, of course, for WandaVision, there were these crazy theories going out there. Fans kind of got carried away. Is Mephisto this? Is Mephisto this? I'll just ask, we were kind of fake teased about a secret cameo at the end of WandaVision. Are there any cameos or characters that are going to be introduced that you think might shock people?
Well, I hope so.
Oh. Okay. Is Bucky Mephisto?
Good question. Let's start that rumor. Hey.
Hey, Kari, how are you?
Very nice to meet you. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me just say, as someone who talks about Marvel every day, this is just truly exciting for me to be speaking with you today. And I'd also want to say thank you, because The Falcon and the Winter Soldier has easily become one of my favorite Marvel projects just ever.
Fantastic. Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Fantastic.
I truly love it. The first episode is really, there's a lot of different levels to it. There's action. It's really exciting. It's funny. There's a lot of emotion to it. I think right off in the first episode, you can feel Captain America's presence, but you can also kind of feel his absence as well. And I think that's because Steve Rogers had such a deep connection to both Sam and Bucky. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering how much consideration was given to how that personal relationship that each of them had to Steve Rogers affected not only them personally, but their relationship with each other, because he's what connected them.
Well, yeah, you're very insightful. They both are dealing with the loss of a friend. And they're both dealing with, the loss of a time in their lives, a past that is now, everything's changed. We're post blip. So both are really struggling to find their relevance, how to go forward from different places. Sam, who was given the shield to take it on, it doesn't necessarily want to. I mean, what is it for a Black man to carry that shield? What is it for the optics of him in a Black community, for him in a white community? Does he want to deal with that? There's a really strong racial component to it that makes that decision not easy. And Bucky also has to, going forward, figure out where does he fit into this new world. He gets his mind back, but now what? And even says, now what? And right. What's the future for him? This is a guy who has done a lot of heinous things while, under the cloud of brainwashing. But now if he's going to go forward, he's going to have to heal somehow. So, and the two of them in amongst that are kind of lonely. They've lost their good friends. So, as you said, by his absence, it sort of makes him very present.
I love that. And you can definitely tell that you address that in the show with the counseling, with talking about how Bucky is alone, going through his phone. I think that's addressed very, very well. And I think a lot of people could probably relate to that during this time of a pandemic. So I truly
it's it was striking, as we were filming and we always started with this as the DNA in our story. It wasn't like, because the blip was the blip, so it was all there. But then weirdly, the world kind of went on a very similar track. So I feel like our story is incredibly timely and relevant. And that we're touching on, what I'm very proud of is that we really touch on tremendously, difficult conversations, and we have them, and we don't shy away from them. And what's wonderful about both Marvel and the MCU universe is they're politically charged. Underneath the fun and the gloss is a very politically charged conversation that's just, ever present. And I've been thrilled to be part of that conversation. And, our goal is not to tie it up in a bow. The goal is to open doors and, foster further conversations so that people, I hope, come away, thinking as they've gone for this wonderful ride with our characters. Hopefully it will resonate with them and stay.
But I think it definitely will. And I love that it's addressing those things. And I think this is going to be much like that shield, a hope for some people, a symbol of hope for them.
I agree.
I love how you addressed all that. And speaking, sorry, go ahead.
No, thank you for that. That's great. It sounds like you're spot on. You're ticking all the boxes. You got it all.
Oh, thank you. No, all the credit to you, because truly, again, it was amazing. I truly enjoyed it. I can't wait to watch the rest. You mentioned the brainwashing and Bucky's past. Zemo is a character that's going to be returning, and he's more of a complicated character as well, because he was a good person, but due to such a tragic incident that happened with his family, he is now set out for revenge. We saw him in Civil War. He took his revenge, went to prison. Now he's back. What is it like to direct somebody, a character like that once was good, but is now so set on revenge? Is there any hope for him? Are there going to be different layers to his character that we're going to see throughout the show?
Well, what I can tell you is whatever it is you expect from him, it won't happen. So
Oh,
it's always the unexpected with the MCU.
okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I love that because that's just what we like. I love to be surprised. That's what I think everybody likes. So I have to address, of course, for WandaVision, there were these crazy theories going out there. Fans kind of got carried away. Is Mephisto this? Is Mephisto this? I'll just ask, we were kind of fake teased about a secret cameo at the end of WandaVision. Are there any cameos or characters that are going to be introduced that you think might shock people?
Well, I hope so.
Oh, okay. Is Bucky Mephisto?
Good question. Let's start that rumor.
No, I think with the way the show is going to go, I think we're going to have plenty of things to talk about.
Exactly.
One thing I'm really excited about is the return of Emily Von Camp, Sharon Carter. She's been in Winter Soldier, Civil War. It looks like she's going to have a bigger role in this show. Is she going to be?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
She's terrific, and she was on the run for a long time, so we get to meet up with her again and find out what's been happening.
Is this going to be kind of her defining portrayal of the character? Is she going to be very different than we've seen before?
We're going to see. I mean, anyone who's been on the run for a while is affected by the very fact that they've been away from life as they knew it. So yes, everything's changed for her, and yeah, we're gonna meet. She's terrific. She's a lovely actress, and her stunt sequences are fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing! Can't wait to see those stunt sequences.
Very badass.
Awesome! Can't wait. From the trailers that I've seen, because it wasn't in the first episode, it does truly look pretty amazing. So very, very excited to see that. As the director of this show, it seems like there's a lot of important messages that I personally took away, and I think other people will take a lot of those important messages away as well. As the director, is there one off the top of your head specific thing you'd like the viewers to take away from the show?
Yeah, I think overall the goal, it has been this conversation about the shield and what it is to take up the shield and what does the shield represent. And I think one of the big conversations that we, take on and don't, as I said, don't tie up necessarily in a nice, neat bow, but is, what is the warrior or what is the hero of today? Because the shield was born of a time, a post-war, where a hero looked like a very particular thing, which was soldier or warrior.
Right.
And typically that's sort of where we sort of pocketed that idea, that notion. And then as time went on, that's quite an old concept when you think about it. And now,
Sure.
I think after 9/11 even, we sort of started to change that idea, and a hero became a first responder. And so now, I'd love people in our conversation to have their opinion. The shield will mean something different to everybody. And so if we have that ongoing conversation, I think that's important.
I love that. And I think you're absolutely right, especially during these times. It's going to mean something different for each individual that watches it. I specifically could resonate with Sam and his family, specifically his sister and their situation. I think a lot of people could resonate with that as it is right now. So I love that amount of realism that is inside it.
We're a very grounded world, and that if Endgame was a fantastic spectacle, very otherworldly, we're the exact opposite. We are very grounded, very, very real world. with real world issues. And so, and that's also what I love about working with both Marvel and MCU is that pivots, so you never know what to expect, which is really so much fun.
Absolutely. And it was just, once again, it was a fantastic show. I know we're out of time here. I want to thank you so much for this time. And again, as a true fan, I loved the first episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I look forward to watching the rest of it.
Terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kari.
Bye.
Bye.